Hey lambs, I'm back with your mid-week mini. So I was actually going to talk about a different case, but then this one came across my feed and I was like, I had to talk about it. The headline kind of misled me, but still. Before we begin, don't forget that Midweek Mini, Kai Rants, and Love and Murder is all sponsored by my Lamb Patreon. Want to become a sponsor or just want extras like Kai Rants and all of that? You can go to patreon.com/Love and Murder and become a sponsor. We have options starting at only $3 a month. So let's get into this midweek mini. The headline that I read, and it comes from ABC News, Wisconsin woman found guilty of killing friend with eye drops. So I was like, did she drop it in her eye? Did she drop the whole bottle in her eye and that can kill you? I was really like, how is that possible? So let's find out. That's why I said the headline is a bit misleading. Jessy Kurczewski, I don't know how to say the last name, Kurczewski, I think. Kurczewski, Kurczewski, who is 39 years old, was found guilty on counts of first-degree intentional homicide and 2 counts of felony theft. She had been charged with the death of 62-year-old Lynn Hernan, who was found dead in her Pewanee home in 2018. She was also accused of defrauding Lynn for nearly $300,000 in the 2 years that they'd been friends. On October 3rd, 2018, Lynn was found unconscious in her living room, sitting in her recliner next to a table filled with prescription pills. They also found crushed pills on her chest, so it looked like she overdosed. And that's literally how they initially ruled it. Jessy, who was also Lynn's caregiver at the time, so I guess that's how they became friends, is the one who called police to report that, she went to the house and she found Lynn unresponsive. And she told the police that, I think she was suicidal because she'd been talking about, committing suicide this whole time because of her health conditions. And with everything that the police found, they just ruled it a suicide, a drug overdose, sorry. 3 months after the investigation was closed, the Waukesha County Sheriff's Office reopened the investigation because when toxicology reports came back, it showed that Lynn had a fatal overdose of, I'm going to try and say this, tetrahydrozoline in her system. And that is the main ingredient in over-the-counter eye drops. What is it doing in her stomach? So, of course, that's when they reopened the case and started investigating everyone. And Jessy was arrested and charged on June 2021. She thought she got away with it. During the trial, it came out that, Jessy was one of the beneficiaries on Lynn's will. And the argument of the prosecution was that, quote, Lynn Hernan became worth more dead than alive. Again, when money outweighs morals. So the defense came back with their argument, quote, Lynn, they said she, but just so you have the context. Lynn just liked vodka. She also liked Visine. I have no idea why. That's your defense? She liked vodka and she liked to drink eye drops? What? And then you have no idea why. Maybe if you come up with a claim, come up with a reason why? That doesn't even make sense. That's just a weak defense. Basically, you had nothing to go on, so you were grasping, clawing, chewing, biting at straws. And again, why I want to interview a lawyer. Because why would you want a murderer that you clearly know did it because you had nothing to go on? Why would you want them to go free? This is just because you're a lawyer and just because of money? Another case where money outweighs morals. So anyway, she was found guilty after 2 hours of deliberation, and prosecutors said that they were satisfied with the guilty verdict and said the medical examiner's work provided, quote, vital evidence in the case. Quote, the defendant betrayed Lynn out of greed. This case highlighted the financial vulnerability of the victim and what a person would do to get what they want. Of course, even though the defense had a lot to say in the trial, they did not speak to the press after the verdict. Jessy so far has not been sentenced, but she will be sentenced at a later date, and she faces a mandatory sentence of life in prison. A friend of the family is quoted as saying, quote, "It's been 5 years of stress. I'm just glad we finally have justice." So what do y'all think about this case? Let me know in the comments below. You know I love to hear from you. And this Saturday is the Saturday where I read your comments. So if you want your comments heard on air, you want me to respond to you, please leave a comment in the section below and you might be featured on this Saturday's Kai Responds to Your Comments. Anyway, that's all I have for you. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.